Warning, new disease, Hendra, has broken out again in Australia. You're here with Melissa and
Ava.
And we're going to tell you about Hendra.
And about how not to die in summer of 2011. This disease originated in 1994, and yet it's coming back again and killing your horses and you.
This disease originated in Brisbane, Australia in 1994. It's named after the place where it originally broke out, Hendra, Australia.
It is an infectious disease that is passed on from organism to organism, originating in bats and then continuing into farm animals and then into your home.
Which isn't really that surprising considering how bats are very known for being very, what's the word?
I think
Deadly?
Yes, deadly. I don't understand why, like, a superhero is named Batman. Like, why would he do that? Are you just planning on going out and passing a bunch of diseases out to people? Like, come on, bro, that's not very cool of you.
Maybe he just wanted to reference how deadly they are.
Maybe. I think he's channeling into that. Anyway, this disease is passed on from bodily fluids, which is why you really should, wear gloves when you're touching pigs, or just not touch them because they're pretty nasty.
Yes, they are. One thing that I think is interesting about this disease is not only horses and humans can get it, but even man's best friends, dogs, cats, can get this disease too.
Yes, and even though these animals are not affected by it, no signs of illness are coming through, but they are infected indeed. So still stay away from really any type of animal at this point, unless you want to, have a seizure, have some trouble breathing, go into a coma.
Paralyzation.
Oh, yeah. None of these symptoms are really that fun. So I would just stay away from everything in Australia. Maybe just hop on a flight, leave, go to Europe, explore.
Although, on the bright side, despite how deadly and how over 70% of the people who get this disease die, it's really not that common, which is a plus side to how bad the disease is.
Yeah, it's not like the flu, even though you can experience flu-like symptoms, which, it isn't really a warning sign for, going into a coma and dying. But, maybe just go out to the doctor, get checked out, hope you only have swine flu.
Part of getting the coma and seizures, part of the reason that is caused is now from the encephalitis, which is basically inflammation of the brain. So it really can infect the nerves and the brain tissue, which obviously is not good.
Yeah, because, you may go a bit cuckoo, which,
isn't
fun, right? Also, not we, obviously, because we're not scientists, but scientists believe this may affect the white blood cells, and that's why it moves so quickly throughout your body. But then again, there's no real proof, even though they're working on a cure by studying similar diseases.
Yes, like the nympha and the cider disease are commonly studied, cedar disease, are commonly studied in order to find more information on this one.
So even though there is no cure, general medicine can help. Like when you have the flu, you just take common drugstore medicines, and that can help, but like we said before, 70% of people die.
Yep, 2 out of 3 patients who are infected will die.
And this disease is just following fruit bats everywhere, or the fruit bats are bringing it everywhere. And they're mainly found just in Australia, and that is why it's not common in really any other places.
Yes. So one thing that I also think is interesting that these fruit bats, also known as flying foxes, they technically have the disease themselves, but they don't show any symptoms. And likewise, when they put the disease into other animals such as ferrets and guinea pigs and mice, none of them showed any symptoms. They were ill and they actually had the disease, but it didn't affect them the way it affects horses or humans or even dogs.
I'm not understanding what makes them so special. Aren't we the highest beings? I'm a bit offended by this, honestly.
Also about the disease, we don't really know much about it, like you said before. We know it can affect, or we assume it affects white blood cells and that it can destroy nerve and brain tissue along with lung tissue, the walls of the lungs. But we just can't seem to find much information on it.
So if you're coughing, you probably have Hendra. I think that's what we're saying right now. And that's all of the information that we can give you on this deadly virus. So we hope 2012 has better days where we're not all trying to die by fruit bats. Signing off, Melissa and Ava.